after that experience, your brothers helped you, and you can't really expect, after everything you've gone through, you can't expect that anyone was going to be there after you came out of prison either. So you got a lot to be thankful for your brother.
Correct.
But also that interaction you had, where you actually were given an opportunity with Fruit to Work. So there's a flyer scrunched up in the bin, and who were you talking to at the stage? And
So I went and seen my caseworker at corrections one day, broke on the bones of my ass, and said I can't do it no more. I think I'm better off back in jail because I'm hungry, broke. No one wants to give me a job, and that's where she reached into the trash can and pulls out a flyer from Fruit to Work, and it said, "We're seeking a delivery driver, and if you've got criminal history, you're encouraged to apply." Now, I thought that was too good to be true, so I got her to make a phone call and arrange an interview for me.
you didn't even have your phone. You didn't have data on your phone at that point.
No, I had no credit. Yeah, that's how broke I was. And by then I had no trust in people, so I thought again, it's a bum steer, right? But I was met by a lady who interviewed me, heard my story, and gave me a job. Right now, that job was life changing for me because even though I was in that clean boarding house, I was still broke. I did not belong anywhere. I did not feel like I still felt like a prisoner, and I was isolated to that boarding house. By getting the job meant I was given a high vis uniform. I was part of a small team. Fruit to Work was very small back then, and I started working 2 days a week, or 2 early mornings of the week because we used to start at 1:30 a.m. and I'd deliver fruit around Melbourne CBD, and people were happy to see me, and I was happy to see them because I didn't feel like an ex-drug addict. I just felt like a normal member of the public. That's the turning point. The opportunity that Fruit to Work gave me absolutely changed my life. I started working 2 days a week, 3 days a week. In a short period of time, I was working 5 days a week. I got promoted from being just a pick packer and a driver to a team leader, and I stuck that out for about 12 months. Actually, probably a bit longer, probably about 14 or 16 months, and then I was given the operations manager role, which meant that I was looking after a crew of people who were coming out of prison, going through the same same issues that I was going through when I got out of prison, and I understood them, and they understood me. Today, it's a very different story. Today, I'm the general manager of Fruit to Work, and I'm one of the directors because somebody gave me a chance. This little business that delivers fruit, milk, and pantry items completely changed my life, and I get to watch it change many people's lives.
And it's probably one of the only jobs where you can't actually have someone with the same level of empathy for the staff that are working under you, than you do have at the moment. The ability to, I guess, mentor to some extent a lot of these criminals coming out of prison. So talk to us a bit more, open up a bit more about what you just discussed it there, but as a social enterprise, a non-for-profit, the role of Fruit to Work now in the community, I guess from a more personal level, how Fruit to Work has helped you regain your feet, and how you're giving back and helping others now in the community.
Sure. So I'll do it in two parts. So Fruit to Work, by giving me that employment opportunity, it meant that I got my confidence back. I felt like a contributing member of society. I was paying tax. It gave me confidence to deal with people, to meet people in the street, and just feel like a normal person. By going in and walking into those offices and people being happy to greet you, you started to gain confidence. You did not feel like a drug addict or a scumbag or somebody that has just come out of jail anymore. On top of that, it was working with people who have been through the same sort of life experiences, and watching people grow was amazing for me. In that time, I was able to rebuild the relationship with my kids. Today, I have full-time custody of my youngest son, because I got my life back. I am able to send him to a private school. He calls me the best dad in the world. Now, I'm not the best dad in the world, but I am to him, all because somebody gave me a chance. If that opportunity didn't exist at Fruit to Work, I don't know where I would be. Fruit to Work creates meaningful transitional employment for people impacted by the justice system. So technically, it's the stepping stone for people coming out of the system. The people that can't find anywhere to live, anywhere to sleep, whilst working at Fruit to Work, they get their life back. And we keep guys and girls for anywhere between 6 and 12 months, and then we will transition them into full-time employment or another type of employment, and then bring more people through. So it's a revolving door where people are always coming through.
And so currently you have, I think, 36 employees. Is that correct?
We've grown.
Or more now. You've grown a fair bit more.
We've grown, and we are growing. We are growing at a rapid rate. So currently we've got 52 employees. We have transitioned over 100 people back into the community as returning citizens. We are opening another outlet of Fruit to Work in the southeast of Melbourne, in Hallam, another one in North Geelong, and we've got 2 recycling businesses that we're opening by the end of the year. So this year, Fruit to Work will open 4 new businesses. Wow. In Victoria. Next year, we're going to Queensland. So next year, we're opening in Queensland.
State.
The year after, New South Wales. What is so good about this business? I can tell you many things, but more importantly, it's a place where people come to work, they feel safe. It gives them the opportunity to grow, to work in with their parole requirements or the corrections orders. Start getting their kids back in their lives, starting to move into private rental and build themselves a better future. It is a fantastic little social enterprise.
I guess the interesting thing is that it basically inception was almost when the time you came out of prison. So you've been there to grow with the organization since its foundation and early days, which is something that's likely quite exciting for you to feel like you've been there every step of the way since coming out of prison, and it's given you that new life you have now.
I treat this business like it's my business. I love it like it's my business. I've been able to watch it grow. When I started Fruit to Work, we were turning over about $70,000 a year. This year, we just closed the books at 5.6 million. Right. There is a need for what we do. There is a want for what we do. And, it's very simple. We sell fruit, we sell milk, we sell pantry items from business to business, right? The profit that we make goes back into the community, saving the taxpayer millions and millions and millions of dollars a year. Every person that we stop from going back to prison, we save the taxpayer a couple of $100,000 a year. That's every single person.
And so Fruit to Work has 100% success rate in terms of preventing reoffenders. There's about,
correct.
So you said 100 there, so that haven't, you successfully put back into full-time work. And
correct. So not one person that has joined our program has gone back to prison. Not one. Now in Australia, 1 in 2 people being released from prison will go back within 2 years. And a lot of that is due to what we just spoke about, not having a roof over your head or not having a job. And they fall hand in hand, because if you're sleeping in the gutter, you are not going to get a job. And, you know, if you haven't got a job, you can't afford a roof over your head.